So in lesson number 6 in the Likutei Moharan, Rav Nachman teaches this concept of being able to always stay close. What's the secret to always be able to stay close to God? He brings a pasuk from Tehillim that says, "Imesak shamayim shamata v'atzia shol hineka." So David HaMelech over there is talking about David HaMelech went through very, very difficult things in life. His son was chasing him. He got kicked out of his kingdom. Went through a lot of suffering. And so in this pasuk here, he's basically crying out to God and saying, wherever I try run, if I tried running away from you, even if I went to the heavens, you would still be so far away from me. And if I fell to the lowest pit, you're right there near me. And he says over there that the only answer, the only eitzah is just to run to Hashem, to get close to Hashem. Remember that Hashem is the one that put you inside the womb and helped you grow and fed you, and like the like the baby that the mother takes care of. So that's like having that feeling towards Hashem, that you're just that little baby, that all your livelihood, your whole chiyut, your whole existence depends on Hashem. So Reb Nachman learns from this pasuk. He takes it one step higher, and he says that what it's teaching us is two different types of work, that a person who wants to always stay close to God, no matter what he goes through in life, has to know these two ways of working God. So one of them is imesak shamayim, that if a person's on a really, really high level, then he always has to remember that God is still really, really far from him. And if he's feels like he's on a very low level, that he felt a very constricted state of mind and really, really down, no energy, doesn't want to get out of bed, just feels like the whole world, everything's just too heavy, he can't carry anything. So how does he strengthen himself and get close to Hashem in that place? By remembering that Hashem is right there with you in the lowest pits, in the darkest place. Hashem is right there, because there's no place without Hashem. So a person that wants to really get close to Hashem has to have these two bikiut, meaning no matter what state that he's in, he can always get close to Hashem as long as he remembers these two things. So there's the two, it's basically talking about the type of people that are on a very, very high level, and every person has that aspect as well. When a person goes through like an uplifted state of mind and feels like very positive, and feels like he can carry everything on his shoulders and get lots of things done, and go out and help people, and he's like just doing lots of stuff, right? A lot of energy and motivation. Right, so that on his own personal level, he's on that aspect of the high level, right? And then it speaks about also the tzaddikim, the righteous people of the generation that really are on a very, very high spiritual level. They might know, the whole Torah by heart. And sometimes when a person gets to that level, especially the big tzaddikim, when they get to this level, they have this tendency of like slowing down and kind of stopping, saying, okay, like I got to where I want to be. So Rav Nachman says you have to be very careful from that. So that's the first halacha that you need to know. When you're in that state of mind and that level, you need to remember never to stop, and to always renew yourself and keep moving forward, and always yearning for what else could there be, what other levels that maybe I didn't get to that I could get to. And same thing, for us simple people on a lower level, when a person's flying and doing great in life, whether it lasts for a week or a month or a year, everybody has their ups and downs. But to remember to always continue yearning and to continue praying to get higher, and to keep climbing and keep moving, and not falling into this like, yeah, I already learned it, yeah, I already did it, like I already know that thing by heart or whatnot, right? So you get stuck. So now you have to be very careful and always remember, even if you feel like you know it so clearly and it's so clear in your mind, you should remember that it's still very, very, very far from you. So there's no end to like the depth of getting close to Hashem. The other level, which is the one that applies, I think, Rav Nachman says that's the main one. That was Rav Nachman's kavanah in lesson 6 was mainly for the second part, the second halacha that we need to know, which is when a person is on the lowest pit, when a person falls to the lowest place and he feels like it's just everything's over, he can't move forward, he doesn't know what to do. In a place like that, a person needs to always strengthen himself and remember that no matter where he falls, no matter how, just not to fall into despair, not to give up, no matter what it is, and just to ask for Hashem and yearn for Hashem and strengthen himself with whatever he could at that moment. It could be at that place that he's in right now, a tiny little, just looking up towards the sky one time throughout the day. That's where he's holding. He's not praying. He's in a really, really dark headspace. Just wants to stay in bed all day. But he gets up and he drags himself and tries, he has to go to work, right? What are you going to do? So in a state like that, when a person's in that state of mind where he's really suffering, it seems like a lot of people, not just me, are in this place of having a very difficulty with dealing with life, and dealing especially with spiritually. If a person is like, his goal is like the spiritual world, and it's very difficult with all the challenges that are around. So in a state like that, a person needs to remember that whatever it is that he does grab onto, whatever it is that he does do that day, that's what it is. That's his work that he's doing that day in order to get close to God, and not to think of anything else. Just hitchadshut. Like right now, I'm starting brand new. So what could I do now? Okay, I have the strength to say. Like Reb Nachman says, you go out, you do itbodedut, you speak to God. You have no words, nothing. So he says, try just say, Hashem Hoshia, Hashem help me, God help me. That's it. Just say those words. Some Breslovers said that they would sit for hours and just say that. Just say Hashem help me. I personally have I'd had lots of days where the only thing that I would do was, let's say, maybe I daven, put on tefillin or whatever, but didn't learn or anything. The only thing I would do was Tikkun Klali, the 10 prakim of Tehillim, say Tikkun Klali, and that was a thing that gave me the strength. That I grabbed one thing and I said, this is what I'm feeling in this constricted state of mind that I'm going through right now. This is my strength. This is my service of Hashem right now. This is what I could do, and that's what I did. And I'd be happy about it. I did what I need to do today. I don't feel like, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. Forget everything that you didn't do, right? So the main bikut that a person needs is that he should always mechadesh himself, renew himself, and remember that when he's in that lowest place, just to ask for Hashem, to yearn for Hashem. And it's just like a little state of darkness that he has to go through in order to come out the other side. Because in order to go up, a person has to go down, right? That's what Rabbeinu said. The tachlit, the tachlit of the yerida is aliyah, which means the whole goal, the purpose of going down is in order to go up. There's no way you can go up. That's just the way God created the world. First he created darkness, then he created light, right? We see it, Adam HaRishon came, he was created, straight away he did the sin, he ate from the tree. Noach comes out of the teva, right? He comes out, pints the thing, drinks the wine, then gets drunk, and that whole thing happens, right? Yaakov Avinu goes to Lavan. He's there for all those years, but he comes out, he goes through that down, and then he comes out with the 12 tribes. Yosef Hatzadik's in the pit for 10 years, or 12 years, or whatever. He comes out the other side, and he goes straight up and becomes second to the king. So there's this whole, we did the sin and the golden calf, and right after the golden calf, we got the Mishkan, right? Right. If you look at the parsha, right after the golden calf, straight away we got the Mishkan. Every time there's a yerida, it's only in order to reveal a huge light that's about to come. So when a person goes through that constricted state of mind and that darkness and no awakening, where he doesn't want to daven, can't even open his mouth before Hashem, doesn't want to say the morning blessings, starting to feel inside, anger towards God, and just not because he's angry, he doesn't, he's just angry because it's I want to get close to you. Why are you making it so difficult? I'm trying to take steps to come forward, and when you give me an awakening, I'm running towards you, and then suddenly you take it away and you leave me in the darkness. So that people translate that as Hashem, you don't want me. Hashem doesn't want. Why are you doing the exact opposite to me? Really, it's not. It's only because Hashem wants to take you up to the next level right now, to a higher level that you're on. He has to bring you through this state of darkness, and you're going to go up and down and up and down and have these states of ups and downs throughout your whole life, and that is only a sign that you're continuously climbing and climbing. So B'ezrat Hashem should give us the koach to always remember that when we're in that state, we should just hold on to whatever little things that we could, even if it's just saying, Hashem, I love you. That's it. I love you, Hashem. Throughout the whole day. And not feeling bad about what you did a month ago, all the things I used to do, and now I'm not doing any of them. Doesn't matter. Right now my service of Hashem is according to my kelim, my vessels. This is what I have strength for. This is what I'm doing. And that's it. And through that, a person can strengthen himself and always be continuously climbing. Nachman says when a person does this and he really like just yells out to Hashem from that state he's in, he could really come out very fast the other side. The reason why people can go into a down and they can stay down for a very long time is because they just stop yearning. They start getting upset with God and having all kinds of kashyas and questions on questioning why God's doing things to them. And all that questioning and stuff, the root of it comes from kfirot, which is not believing that God is running the entire show down to every detail. And when a person goes, God forbid, into that state with those, starts asking questions and being upset with God, so that's what could make that darkness, that down he's going through, last much longer, because he's not doing the little bit that he needs to in order to just step up to the next level. So we should just hold on and be strong when we go through whatever it is what we're going through. Everybody has their own things they go through. Should be strong and come out the other side and go to the next level and then go down again and then come up, and that way we can slowly head towards Jerusalem, even though we're going uphill and downhill, but the whole way you're on your way to Jerusalem. Hashem.